So a lot of things are really becoming agitating with DoorDash. This new tier program has got us all flustered, all frustrated. I'm feeling it in my Wichita, Kansas. Sometimes I deliver in Newton, Kansas, those two markets. And it is starting to really, really get on my nerves. I know it's getting on other drivers' nerves. And I'm thinking, what do I do when DoorDash has been the bread and butter for so long? I mean, I've multi-apped, I've used Grubhub, Uber Eats, Spark, Postmates back in the day. I've used Deliver That. I've done all those different apps and they've been successful when I'm doing multi-apping, but DoorDash has always been the primary breadwinner for the apps that I use. And for most of us drivers, DoorDash is the busiest platform to use in our markets. And so right now, this whole new tiered system is a bunch of BS. It's doing nothing but telling us to get our ARs up high so we hopefully get higher pay orders. We get on the large catering program. I don't think any of it's worth it at all. I think all DoorDash wants you to do is go take a whole bunch of orders and with the hopes to get a better order. And all you're doing is run around the city hoping to make money. And you're making less money than you were before. You're driving more miles than you were before. Right now, my thought is we have to adapt. We have to start thinking of other ways. I have to start thinking of other ways. And drivers have to think, could I maybe lean in on another app? Uber Eats, maybe they're strong in your market. Grubhub, maybe they're decent in your market. Maybe Deliver That. A lot of people are going to Spark, and Spark pays a lot more per order. In some markets, it's really excellent. In some markets, it's pretty flooded with drivers, so you might get one order per hour. But those are the kind of things that I think we are going to have to do. And I think we're all going to have to be pretty bold to put DoorDash aside and say, I'm going to try out some new apps. I think one of the things I'm thinking about doing in the Wichita market is leaning in on Spark and Uber Eats and having Grubhub in the background to see how that might work out and not even turning on DoorDash. If we can learn if these other apps are better in our markets, maybe they'll improve, maybe they'll get better customer bases, and we can kind of quit relying on DoorDash. I feel like a lot of us feel like DoorDash is a ball and chain anymore versus how it used to be where we could get on as an independent contractor. Yeah, we'd see the bad orders, but we could select the better orders and just move along with our day. No big deal, nobody hurt. But now you're kind of being forced to take several bad orders in hopes to get better ones. You're fighting your AR. You can't keep your 100 deliveries per rolling 30 days, especially if you're a part-time driver. Do this as just a side hustle for extra money. All those things that DoorDash has implemented have really squeezed drivers. And I think a lot of drivers are leaving the platform. And I hate to see that because this kind of work is one of those things that I love to do. I used to be in the corporate world like many of you. I found this kind of work and it's been great for the last 4.5 to 5 years, but now it's a struggle. Now it's a struggle to enjoy the work due to the way that DoorDash has changed their policies, changed the way that the platform operates. And the only way I can think to combat it is to start to multi-app with other apps and lean in on those apps and actually shut DoorDash off. Don't even turn DoorDash on and see what really could take place in my market with Uber Eats, Grubhub, Spark, Delivered, and Deliver That. Those apps, I'm going to try to lean in on them and see how it goes. Maybe try the same thing in your market. Maybe you have a few different services that you can use to eliminate DoorDash out of your app availability where you're not leaning in on them, you're not playing their games, and you're not really being stressed out over what's my AR and what's my completion and how many orders have I done? What tiered, am I a silver, gold, or platinum driver anymore? None of the other apps do those things. None of the other apps are annoying like DoorDash. They let you get on when you can get on. I mean, for Uber, you can get on anytime you want. You could do rides, you could do food all at the same time. With Grubhub, just turn it on and have it in the background. See if you get an offer. The typical average payout per order on Grubhub is pretty high. And a lot of times you get some very large orders on Grubhub because the people who signed up are better paying customers due to the way that Grubhub operated several years ago, more as a luxury type service. One of the major problems is DoorDash started to let anybody and everybody get on the platform. Fast food restaurants were added, so now you got worse customers, worse restaurants, more crummy orders. And in my market, man, you see 60 to 70% low tip or no tip orders. So to remain at 70% acceptance rate, you have to take some of those orders, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it anymore. So getting out there and adapting and looking at other apps and seeing how they're going to work for you, seeing if they're going to earn you more money, seeing if you can multi-app without DoorDash being on, that might be something to really do and really think about. And I think if we lean in on that, it could get better for drivers. I don't really know the exact answer as to how to combat DoorDash specifically, but the one way you could is by not running the app. If thousands and thousands of drivers said, I'm not going to run the app because I've found other apps that work better for me, and DoorDash doesn't have drivers, they may have to start changing their policies. I know there's a lot of other content creators that are talking about this topic. Maybe content creators need to get together and go talk to DoorDash and say, look, this is what's really going on out there in the field. I mean, you see your driver Mike, Pedro, riding with Bree, talking about it. You see other people talking about how frustrating, how hard it's becoming. And I honestly think content creators are trying to help drivers adapt and get better when DoorDash is squeezing drivers so hard in a certain area. And DoorDash has been the bread and butter for most drivers because it's the predominant app in this country now. We don't know what to do. We don't know what steps to tell you. We don't know what things to do. These drivers that are content creators, they do get out and they adapt and they work and they find ways to make it work. And that's how they consistently make money over the course of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But at this point, I actually am having a hard time knowing what to tell people. I think they're having a hard time knowing what to tell people. So if we collectively put our heads together and think, if we didn't use the DoorDash app and we relied heavily on Uber Eats, Grubhub, Spark, Deliver That, Instacart, Curry, whatever else is in your market, maybe that would help. I don't know, just saying. I just wanted to kind of speak my mind on this video. You guys, I'm encouraged by everyone who's watching. I'm encouraged by watching other people try to get better at gig work to try to make it an independent business for yourselves. Take care, drive safe, have a nice day.